in space and to accommodate all its customers' needs. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
You asked for more live and relevant talk shows, and we heard you. 88.5 Super FM presents House Guest, a brand new, fresh fortnightly feature airing on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. House Guest will showcase a cadre of professionals from doctors and entrepreneurs to the next door friendly neighbor. So tune in as we network the community with a platform for open, frank, and informative discussion. Only on Super FM, your community radio station.
Are you hosting an event? Want to capture the crowd? Whatever it is, make 88.5 Sofa FM your choice for advertising. The only community radio station on island which offers affordable advertising and promotion cost, which in no doubt will meet your budget with a guaranteed market. Our objectives are founded on being able to provide a voice for the marginalized, a platform that facilitates the free and open flow of information, the promotion of democracy within the media world, and the education of the populace through specifically tailored programs. Call us at 459-7200 or 731-4833. 88.5 Sofa FM, your voice, your light.
Casualty 911, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. with the consultant. Health is not merely the absence of diseases. It is your social, economic, physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. Just imagine you on 88.5 Super FM talking, questioning, sharing your experience, information, education, entertainment, news, instructions, advice on diabetes, high blood pressure, strokes, menopause, AIDS, pregnancy, sex.
Sex? Did you say sex?
As prescribed, take your medication, exercise, and diet. On 88.5 Super FM, tell a friend, call your neighbor. Casualty 911.
Casualty 911 is on. All right. Of course, we're back from our break. Vicky, if you can hear me, your mic is muted. Yeah, so you had it. Yeah, right. Okay, nice. Let's go. Welcome back inside.
Ulan, the number if in case anybody wants to call.
Oh yes, again, I apologize. I intended to. I apologize. Already when you're multitasking, that's what happens. Of course, if you want to make a contribution, remember you can reach us here at 730-5388. Again, the number 730-5388. Add it to your contact list. Okay. All right. Or you can call us on the line 459-7885. Again, the number 459-7885. This is Casualty 911. Of course, we're here with Miss Wilson along with our guest. And we're talking about Miss Wilson?
Social work.
That is it.
Social work.
That is it.
And we're speaking about, let me see, the services that are being provided, especially with Vicky, because don't forget, last year we introduced the mental health team to our public out there, and there are different professions within the mental health team, and Vicky is just providing her aspect of her profession and the services that she's providing within our community for persons that feel that they need to get those services. So that is why we have Vicky here with us today, and we're hoping that in persons that are listening out there can come into our wellness centers. Vicky, are you at all the wellness centers, right?
In region 5 and 6, yes. 5 and 6, I mean all.
Oh yeah. My sincere apologies. When I'm saying wellness center, I'm thinking about the region. And region 5 would be the Vieux-Fort area.
Yes. So Vieux-Fort is my base. In region 5, and I do all the health centers. So that's Grace, Bellevue, Vieux-Fort, Lord. There are 2 others. Labrie, Salty Bus, Montgouge, Delse, Fossé Jacques, Soufrière Hospital, and Etangs. And then I provide support to the registrar and the psychiatrist with regards to Borderley, Comfort Bay Senior Citizens Home, and we do the Mental Wellness Center, the National Mental Wellness Center in Castries
Oh my,
as
that's a
well.
lot. Huh? That is quite a bit. You don't do the boys training center too, no, Vicky?
Um, if I'm if I'm with Nurse Brown, but I haven't been there, but I'm uh fairly known by most of the social workers in most of the departments. So
Mm-hmm.
if they need me, they reach out, and if I need their support, I reach out. Social work is a lot of networking because with mental health, your clients may be at the hospital, they may be at boys training center, they may be in the judicial system, so family court. You just really have to have your ears to the beat and try and network as much as you can on their behalf.
Okay. Vicky, I know that many times we really ask persons about their profession and the good that they do within the community and
Mhm.
for our people. But sometimes who's taking care of Vicky and how does Vicky take care of herself based on all these things that she has to do for so many
I
people.
know, right?
I mean, so Vicky, I know persons always feel that people within the mental health system, they feel that these persons, they themselves are not all that themselves, mentally. So guide
Mhm.
persons for that misconception, that myth about persons within that work within the mental health system. Guide us and tell us, how does Vicky take care of herself after a day's work, let's say at one of our wellness centers? So how does Vicky take care of herself after that day to prepare herself for another day at another
Yeah.
wellness center?
For me, I think it's really important to set some strong boundaries and enforce them. Don't just set them and say, well, I'm going to do this. So I let people know, don't interfere or intervene after certain hours. I cannot be reached via telephone. So if it is I start from 7:30 to 8, you can call me on a morning before work begins at 8 and at least until 5:30. So I will be unreachable. Um, there's this notion that once you have a government cell phone, they can call you 24/7. That is not so. I read the contract thoroughly. Um, I'm not
You
on
must be
call.
Erlen's cousin. You must be Erlen's cousin in that light.
I'm telling you, they when I did my training at school, my practice teacher said to me, Vicky, you have to learn your policies so that you can enforce them. And in the occasion where you might need to bend them, not break them, you need to know them. So whatever I have, I learn it. If it's the staff orders, if it's um, contracts for work or for use of government property, I learned it so that I could use it. So yes, for me, I think it's really important to unwind and listen to music. So I do that a lot. No matter what I'm doing, I would have music playing in the background. I think it's also important to get a full 8 hours sleep. So I feel that's my pastime.
Okay.
So I I try to rest. I wouldn't say that I go out. I'm not really on the social scene, but if there's an event that I like, I would try to attend. And what I find is really, really important, most of the times they say the social worker needs a social worker. Um, Working in this field, I would always encourage persons to have a therapist or just someone that they can talk to. And for myself, I use Mr. Gervais. He's the psychotherapist um, on our team. So if I'm going through anything or if I'm having any challenges, personal and professional, most times I would speak with him.
Wonderful. Because I want persons to erase some of that misconception or myth about persons working in the mental health profession. You know what they say? Oh, ikata web se munza même pas
Yes,
même
yes.
même.
We are
But
doing our best to handle the situation. At the end of the day, it's about the well-being of the client and the
mm-hmm,
family. And we too, a lot of the times in the helping profession, you feel like setting boundaries or taking care of yourself is all,
Paramount.
it almost feels guilty, like you feel guilty doing it. I felt so guilty setting those boundaries, but I was speaking to my research supervisor, and she's just like, Vicky, you cannot continue like that. Like, because I was doing school in evenings, working full time and school full time. And she's just like, you gonna, like, for this session, let's just talk about you. Let's put a plan in place. And it ended up being boundaries, spending time with family, and doing something that I enjoy, like going to the beach or something like that. So when I
wonderful.
encourage my clients to do that, I too have to do it for myself.
And that's one of the things I find many health professionals lack in. You know, we tell our patients, we tell our clients the right thing to do, but when it comes to ourselves, we tend to fall short there. Because many times we
Hmm.
take care of our clients even better than ourselves. And I'm so happy that you said that.
Big up you. Not all heroes wear capes.
Excuse me, Erlan?
I say big up you all. Not
Thank
all heroes
you.
wear capes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wondered where Erlan get that from. I was getting scared, you know, I was running out of the door.
Ah, thank
Oh,
you. I receive it.
thank you, Ulan. That is so true. And persons like Vicky are the ones that really, really help certain people in society, and and persons don't recognize their worth, and community members don't really see it, but persons who have acquired something, or have helped. Vicky has helped throughout their everyday lives. Some of persons are very, very grateful, and you'll be
They
surprised
are.
sometimes. Sometimes persons speak about you in such a high manner that you're not even aware of, because it could have been the simplest thing that you said to them or you guided them through, and they are forever, forever grateful. Like Erlan
Hmm.
said, truly, truly a hero. Vicky, do you have anything? I know that in today's society, we have so many young parents. And just recently, I was in a community purchasing fish, and then I saw such young lady with a child, and the behavior that was displayed. I'm saying these are the issues that I see within the communities. Is there anything that you really want to say to our young parents out there? I know as a social worker, you see some of the issues out there, and most times you can see where it's leading to. Is there anything you'd
Hmm.
like to say to our young parents, or other issues that you see within the community? You would like to leave a message for the parents, at least some a short guidance, especially to our young parents out there.
I know in the past there was a pilot for a parenting program. I followed up with a colleague of mine who works at Human Services, and it was the Ministry of Equity who partnered with the Division of Human Services to provide that somewhere in the north, and that's been discontinued. So I would encourage them to continue that because I think it's a worthwhile program, teaching parenting skills to parents. Don't have to be a new parent, but just someone who needs the help and the support. To parents, I would just say, I know that um, it can be frustrating at times. I feel one of the biggest challenges we might have is financial constraints, that you want to provide everything for your child, but you're unable to. Um, I'd like to say that support is there. Um, I always feel like there's someone you can talk to if it is that you need to unstick where you feel stuck. So I'd always encourage persons who are having financial difficulties to speak to any sort of loans agent. Um, if you ask the questions, they will give you the right answers. Whatever challenge you're having, there is someone who could assist. If anything, my number is 285-9265. Call me between 7:30 and 5, of course.
Very much so. Repeat that again. Vicky, the number and the time, the hours.
285
Mm-hmm.
9265
Mm-hmm.
between 7:30 for my early risers and 5:30. Or you
Okay.
can hit me up at any one of the wellness centers. Just ask when the social worker will be there. I would be there on a clinic day, most likely, a psych clinic day. But parents, the support is there. Um, Even on the school level, there are the counselors. So just tap into it. Let's not let pride or family history or anything like that keep us back. We always talk about living our best life, um, going through it, working through it would help us do that, living our best life.
That's true because sometimes the actions of parents can really have an effect on our children. And
Mm-hmm,
sometimes
mm-hmm.
parents, some of us do have pride. We're afraid what community members will say, the stigma attached. But at the end of the day, ko di se muna, ang person pa sa kabuya ka na wiw.
I'm
It's up
telling
to you
you.
to have the courage to take the right step. You understand?
Mm-hmm,
And that is why all these services are being provided within the community. And you'll be surprised, a lot of people are unaware of these services, or like I said, the stigma attached. If you come
mm-hmm.
to a psych clinic, they think automatically that you're a mental patient, but not necessarily so. And a lot of us in various professions seek counseling. We lay
Yes,
down and we need the debriefing ourselves, and people fail to realize you don't have to be a mental patient to come to the psych clinic. And
exactly.
like you said in the very beginning, after speaking to that person, you go out there with a different frame of mind. You
Mm-hmm.
feel a sense of achievement and accomplishment, that you taking the right path. So persons within our communities, we want to provide that level of awareness to you. To come in. We have our mental health nurse. Nurse Donome is what designation again, Vicky?
Can you repeat that? You broke up for a bit.
I said Nurse Donome is what's her designation?
She's a
She's a
PNP, psychiatric nurse practitioner.
practitioner, and we have
Mm-hmm.
Vicky with us, and we have other persons within the mental health team on various days that are coming to our wellness centers and super hospital, right, Vicky?
Yes, we do. We
Yeah.
have Dr. Carlos Rodriguez. He's our psychiatrist. And Mr. Gervais is based in the north. He is region 1, 2, and 8. But if you need him, speak to Nurse Matthew, and she would arrange it so that he can just come in on one day and see everybody who needs him.
Wonderful. So the services out there, they're really trying, based on the community needs, to
Mm-hmm.
deal with these issues. So, and don't forget, we have so many social issues within our communities. Like you said, the substance abuse,
Yes.
and other social um, issues that are out there
Mm-hmm.
in our community. So, persons who fall within those brackets can always
Mm-hmm.
come into our psych clinics. Is there any other social issues persons might face that you feel that they need to come to our psych clinic to get a little one-on-one discussion or anything of
Oh,
that
there
sort?
are many, many challenges that might bring a person in. For now, we're having a lot of new clients or new persons seeking support because of all the gun violence.
Mm-hmm. Oh
So
yeah.
that is one of the challenges that persons are having. And I would always tell them come in for the support
Oh, that's true. I'd even forget about gun violence. Honestly, I
because
guess
it's
because
normalized. We cannot normalize that. That cannot be the new norm.
that is true, and maybe because I'm not within the community, I'm
Mm,
all the way in Soufre and Choiseul, that I don't because our communities are relatively safe,
mm-hmm,
and that's
mm-hmm.
one of the things, and you see right now, hear what you're saying, we're thinking that's the new norm because
Yeah, because
some of us
you hear
speak
the
to
gunshots and you it's
you
just
breaking up.
normal. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm saying you hear the gunshot and it's just normal. Like you don't flinch, you don't. It's like, oh, okay, this is happening. Okay, and then
yeah.
for others, it keeps them up at night. It gives them panic attacks. It gives them um heart palpitations.
Oh wow. And that's one of the
Yeah.
things that I always say. Many of us don't take heed unless it reaches our doorstep. And that's exactly what is happening to me right now because we don't get these things so very often in our community. It's really is
Mm-hmm,
nothing
mm-hmm,
to us. But for those persons that have these health issues, the financial issue, the parenting issues, and other issues that really needs counseling, to them
mm-hmm.
they really need the assistance. But for persons who doesn't have the issue, they will never take it serious. Some of us might not, even consider any of these things. And that
Yeah.
is why family and friends support is very, very important. Not only when persons come to our clinic, but family and friends and community support. And sometimes our community members do not know how to help persons with certain
Mm-hmm.
issues. So would you recommend, Vicky, if you're observing that a friend has a particular issue, but you want to try to help that person, couldn't you come to the clinic and ask for advice, or let the social worker guide you to help that
Yes.
friend?
Yes, I would. A lot of the times, most people are misunderstood because we don't understand what they're going through or understand the diagnosis. So a lot of that is psychoeducation, where we not only educate the person about what they are feeling, but also to bring the family in because we also believe that the family is the expert. You live with the person, so you would know when the person is not feeling 100% and you're able to um, pick that up one time so that you would be the first point of contact to intervene. So by then, if you saw that a person was not doing well, you could say, well, hey, let's go to the doctor. They're at the clinic today, at the wellness center today. So let's just go to the nearest facility, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times the family is involved. For social work, we actually have theories and therapies that deal specifically with that. So systems theory would say that um, no, essentially no man is an island, and you know, family support is very, very important. So we always believe in fostering that. We wouldn't want clients to be alone because we know that we would like them to be monitored. A lot of the times they're unable to tell you the history or what it is they're um experiencing, and then most of the times there's a family member there to say, well, she's not sleeping and he's not eating, and he walks about. A lot of the times that information is very, very important to us, especially where medication management is concerned.
Okay. Um, Vicky, any last words? I know our time is running out. Any last words for our general public out there?
um Two things. I just want to say that in the social work relationship with any client, the first part is to build rapport. You make your client feel comfortable. So a lot of the times we would ask questions just to um, build a bridge to help the working process. So these are the 7 things I would like persons to look out for when they go to any social worker, because we were trained in the 7 principles of the social work relationship. So that's acceptance. You have to accept the person for who they are, not who you want them to be. A non-judgmental attitude. You do not judge the person based on their situation or based on what they're going through, which is why we have to work on us. So
Oh, something.
Vicky,
Yeah,
you
we lost Vicky. I don't know what happened, but we lost Vicky. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We lost Vicky. Folks, I just want to apologize.
mm,
We don't know what happened. Yeah, we don't know what happened. We just lost her again. Just want to apologize for that.
let me just check to see.
Okay. Of course, we have 6 minutes on to the hour of 11 o'clock. Casualty 911 is still on. Of course, here with us this morning, we have Miss Wilson. All right. Let me say good morning to Fawn. Fawn, bonjour, 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 Fawn. All right. Again, shout out to all our avid listeners, always locked on via Facebook, via Radio Land. Okay. At Triple W as well. Okay. Miss Wilson, since we winding down, we have 4 more minutes left.
Um,
Anything you want to highlight?
I was trying to contact
Yes,
Vicky to
Vicky
find out what was happening
on
to
it
her. But apparently
must be
I am unable.
to.
She came offline.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that this entire year we will continue having our mental health program at least once a month. There are months we will not be having our mental health professions, but we want persons to utilize the services that are offered. And one of the reasons we are so we're creating such awareness is because we see the
I
need
like that.
within our community for that kind of support, and not only for adults, not only for mental patients, but also for our children. And we want parents. I mean, we have our counselors at the schools. We have other, if you want other outside counselors, you can always come to our wellness centers, and those other professionals can guide you. Because our children are the future,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to guide them, and we see the groups, the social groups that they tend to gravitate towards, and sometimes the early interventions can go a long way.
But yes, but still you have persons that refuse to acknowledge that they have a problem.
Yes, and that is a percentage of people that are quite in denial.
Yes.
But but creating awareness within our community. It could be one person that we have reached within the 3 months period. I mean, we have accomplished quite a bit.
Vicky's
And
there.
oh, Vicky, you back?
Sorry, I got bumped off. I don't know what time I got bumped off. It's asking me to ah technology. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
That's okay. So Vicky,
Um,
continue where you
left off.
I'm
left
not sure
off.
where I got bumped off. I was
You
I
said the 7 principles. You were guided by the 7 principles. Accepting persons no matter who they are.
mm-hmm.
Yes. So that's where you you stopped.
So she got what? She got
Okay,
bumped.
so a non-judgmental attitude.
Yes.
Confidentiality was the last one I stopped on, I think. Just a lot of the times it may be too heavy what a person tells you. So you need to process that so that you don't go to share it with somebody else. It's very important that somebody is trusting you with um what's happening in their lives. If we look at ourselves and we look internally, there are things we don't want people to know, and there are things we don't want to share with our friends or our family. And somebody is coming to you and they're opening up and they're telling you it as ugly or as beautiful as it is to them. So let's respect what a client shares with us.
I'm so happy you spoke about the issue of confidentiality. I think one of the things that we're really rallying towards is public confidence within our communities, in our health
Mm-hmm.
system, in our region. And we're hoping to achieve such. And hearing you speak about confidentiality just, proves a point that we as health professions do try to keep everything confidential.
Well, let me just say that there are instances where you might have to break confidentiality, and that is if you intend to harm yourself
And yourself,
or
yes.
harm somebody else. So these are the instances where most likely your health provider might have to break that. But at the beginning of the helping process, there would be a conversation where all of that is discussed. We're
Wonderful.
not saying not to tell them. If you feel that way, you should disclose that. But the two of you would come up with a plan where you could share that in a safe environment.
Okay, Vicky. Vicky, did we lose you again?
Hi,
Oh, okay.
I
So,
think I'm still here.
oh, these are the 7 principles that you were speaking about.
Yes.
All right.
So
So, Vicky,
every social worker coming into the field would be trained in that because that is how you form a healthy working relationship with a client. We also have our um, core values and our code of ethics, but maybe that's for our next show.
okay. Vicky, we want to thank you so very much. I've learned quite a bit about what you do and the services that you provide to our
Mm-hmm,
region. I mean, in St. Lucia by extension, because you don't only work in region 5 and 6, and when needs be, you call to
mm-hmm.
other regions. Um, so we would like to thank you so very much, and I hope persons out there have a clear understanding of the services that is being provided to the community. And persons feel free to come in, find out from our various
Mm-hmm.
wellness centers when our social worker is going to be available, and try to come in, even if you want to have a small talk, or
Mm-hmm.
that's where it starts. And we're hoping that more persons can come in and utilize the services at our wellness center. We want to encourage the public out there to give us a call. I mean, when the program is on air, Don't be shy. Give a call. I mean, if you have your questions and so on, in the event that you feel you don't want to call, but you can always come and see our
Mm-hmm.
resource persons personally. And some of
Mm-hmm.
our resource persons are not only in our regions. Sometimes resource persons out of our regions, or they are professionals. So it's wise to call the program and let them guide you accordingly. Don't stay ignorant. A little call won't hurt. And sometimes that call can lead to so many things happening, positive things happening in your life. So again, we would like to thank all our listeners out there. Do have a wonderful day and week.
Mm-hmm.
Do stay safe, and do something positive to for
Mm-hmm.
the it could be with your family, your friends, I mean, with the community, but have a
Mm-hmm.
positive mind, positive attitude. And that's what we're really aiming for. All right. Thank you so very much, Erlan and Romanas, for assisting us. I know Romanas is always there to provide the backup assistance, which we're forever grateful for. Erlan, thank you again for coming all out and making sure that you're here to assist us also. So thank you everybody for listening. Do have a wonderful day.
All right, bye
Thank
guys.
you
Again,
so much.
yep. Tune in next
Oh,
week,
Olan, I
Monday.
just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. And remember, there is no good health without good mental health.
Nice. Yes,
Nice.
of course. That right. Yeah, that's the fourth of the day. Yeah? There's no repeat yourself.
There is no good health without good mental health.
Touche. Touche.
I think Erlan has always been preaching that, eh?
Yes, always. Always. You gotta protect it. You gotta protect your mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Anyway, Vicky, have an amazing day, love.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Hey guys,
Bye.
this was Casualty 911. Again, like we been mentioned, until next week, Monday. You had to tune in for another Casualty 911. All right. Um, let's do this, Miss Wilson.
Yes.
Have an amazing day. Have yourself a
Likewise.
fruitful week as well.
Thank you, Erlan, and
All
I
right.
wish you the same.
Thank you.
Casualty 911, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. with the consultant. Health is not merely the absence of diseases. It is your social, economic, physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. Just imagine you on 88.5 Super FM talking, questioning, sharing your experience, information, education, entertainment, news, instruction.